So when you're on this healing journey, it can feel sometimes that you're like, am I really doing this right? Am I really healing? And you start to feel all these like heavy emotions. And this abundance alchemist that I follow, whenever I'm like feeling something off or whatever the case may be, somehow I go on Instagram and he pops up and it's exactly what I'm feeling in that moment. So today, this was something similar that I was feeling. His name is the Abundance Alchemist, and I just want to go through the 5 signs. He does five signs of this, 5 signs or whatever. That's his like thing, his niche. So he goes signs you're not feeling, you're healing, and it goes 1. You don't relate to most people anymore. You've outgrown surface level conversations in shallow spaces. This isn't loneliness, it's alignment. And I find that does happen a lot. Like, I was already a person that, like, kept a small group of people that I trust. Like, yeah, I knew lots of people in the city and whatnot, and I'd go out with them, go dancing, whatever. But in terms of the people who I let in and who I was vulnerable with, there was only a small amount of people that I actually trusted. However, it's even getting to a point now where I only want to have conversations where I'm learning something from it. Like, I don't want to gossip, I don't want to judge, I don't want to have conversations where it's like about nothing, right? Like about I want to talk about what's happening in society. I want to talk about how we can change our lives. I want to talk about how we can change the world. Like, those are the conversations that excite me. Those are the only things and my passion. But the other thing that he says is, um, he goes, I'm waiting for it to come up. You feel tired no matter how much you rest. Your body's recalibrating. Healing isn't always rest. Sometimes it's a full system upgrade. So that's true. Like, lately, I've been feeling really tired, and that's what happens a lot when you're going through these ascension symptoms. All of a sudden, you'll feel super tired, and it's usually the ascension symptom. What's going on in the planets, like Mercury retrograde, is what we've been experiencing for the past, I think, 2 months. It was. I could be mistaken on that. And then and then I thought it was because it was getting close to that time of the month, which could be the case as well. But I've been feeling overly exhausted. And that's your system recalibrating to the new version of you that's becoming. And I feel the changes. I feel the way I speak, the way I act. I do feel changes are coming. And even my confidence is growing with recording these messages. I'm more free. I'm not like, I was already not overthinking the message that I was sharing, but there's something with the clarity in my mind right now. Don't know how to explain it because it's just something that you experience and you'll know if you've experienced it. It's just something where your thinking mind and your observing mind feels like it's connected as one and not two separate entities anymore. And then the next thing he says is, nothing excites you like it used to. This isn't depression, it's detachment from your old reality. Your new passion is still loading. So it's true, like, when I think about going back to like spoken word events or going dancing, it doesn't excite me in that way. Like, I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that could be exciting. And then after I ponder on it longer, and I'm like, no, I don't think those environments will be exciting because I'm sober now. So I don't know if it'll have the same effect or if I'll feel the same excitement going there because of who I've become. And I still love dancing. I dance in my house, and like when I'm dancing in my house, I'm like, oh, it would be fun to go out dancing with people and everything. But if I'm sober and people are intoxicated, I don't know if I'm gonna feel excited in those environments because I see the poison that people are putting into their body, and I don't want to judge them, but I'm like, oh, like, I wish I could help them realize that this is not good for them, like get them to see the light. But everyone has their own healing journey of what they're meant to go on and when they're meant to go on it. All I can do is be that presence that triggers them to not want to do it and give them information based on what I learned. So I'm at that point where it's like, okay, there's not a lot of things that feel exciting, so what is fulfilling to me? And I'm trying to figure that out. Like, the only things that really fulfill me is recording these messages and writing and spending time with my kids. But it's like, even going out in nature and all that stuff, like, yeah, I enjoy it, but it's not exciting. Like, things just don't feel exciting anymore. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's become part of my routine, but it's not it doesn't feel fulfilling and exciting right now. And I'm like, oh, is something wrong with me? Like, how am I gonna, even if I decide to make the decision to go back, like, am I not gonna find anything exciting? So what's the point? Just stay if you're not gonna find anything there exciting. Then he says, you feel more sensitive than ever. That's not weakness, that's awareness. You're picking up on energy you used to ignore. So, yes, you'll be easily irritated, agitated, and you're just like be clumsy, like dropping things because you're so sensitive to the energies around you and you're sensitive to the energy inside of you, the power that you hold, and you're getting used to being able to manage all this energy. Like, especially people that are empaths, like, you're always picking up on other people's energy. But when you really tap into this self awareness, this spiritual awakening, this healing, you start to be sensitive to things on a way deeper level, I would say. Because now you're aware of what energy is and how it influences you and what's your energy and what's not your energy and how all of these like play a role in how you feel day to day. And that's why you become more sensitive to the weather, to the planets, to the changes in your ascension. Like you just become more sensitive to everything because you have that awareness of what's going on. And then the last point is you keep thinking, I can't go back to who I was. That thought is your breakthrough. You won't have to. So that's something that I keep thinking. Like, that's why the decision of going back or staying is so hard because I'm like, oh, am I making this decision because I want to go back to who I was? Like, or is it making that decision going to bring out who I was? But I feel different. Like, I don't want to go back to the things. Those things don't excite me anymore. Like what he said in the previous point. So when something doesn't excite you, you won't go back to who that was. And because you have that awareness that I can't go back to who I was, then that's already your breakthrough, that you see that old version of you wasn't working and it wasn't serving you. So your body just needs to calibrate with the new version of you. And this is why healing is such like a tough journey to go on, because at any moment, any of these feelings, these ascensions, these impatience, this frustration, all of these things make you feel like, am I really changing? Is it really worth it to go down this path? And what is at the end? What is the outcome? But when you meditate and self reflect, you realize that whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, this process has been so fulfilling. The person who I'm becoming has been so fulfilling. The person who I've already become has been so fulfilling. So it's like our need to know is always what damages makes us, not damages us, but like what makes us feel like we're not on the right path, or that we're delusional, or that we're not doing the right things, or this state of indecision. Because it's like when you've been impulsive in the past and impulsiveness turned out, sometimes it worked out in your favor and other times it was detrimental, then you start to, when you're on this healing journey and you've built up all this work of being sober, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, doing all these things to make yourself a better person so that you can be better for yourself and for others, you're like, nothing is worth messing this up. Like, no environment, no person, no place, like nothing is worth giving this up, all this strength that you've built in yourself, self-confidence, self-worth, self-love, boundaries, all that stuff. So you really start to question that what is worth it and what's not worth it. And that's why a lot of people want to stay in isolation and stay in their bubble, because they're just like, I don't know what the outside world really holds. It's like we want to be certain that it will have the best outcome, but it's all a process of figuring out what the best outcome is.